From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now, the latest news.
Kylie Conway has the latest news. The top headlines. News you can use.
Please stand by.
Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Friday, June 11th. We're starting our Friday off on a dry note, really muggy out there. Towards lunchtime, though, showers and storms will begin to pop up and stay around through late afternoon. Highs reach the upper 80s, could be 90 in some places, but tomorrow, statewide, we're in for a hot one. There is a good shot that if we don't hit 90 today, tomorrow will be the first 90-degree day of the year. Highs will soar into the low 90s. In the afternoon, some places possibly getting into the mid-90s, showers mid-afternoon and the evening possible. For your Sunday, things dry out with highs in the mid-80s. Around 3 o'clock this morning, there was a man shot downtown Indianapolis. There was also a police chase that happened around that same time. Police right now are working to see if the two are related. So the person who was shot at South Meridian near South Street. It's just around the corner from Lucas Oil Stadium there under an overpass. Taken to the hospital where he is said to be stable. We're not sure how severely he was wounded, though, but he is said to be stable. And again, as I mentioned, the same time, police saw a car speeding out of a parking lot. The driver wouldn't stop, so the driver was finally arrested at a gas station at Harding Street and 465 on the southwest side. That was more than 7 miles, that chase was. A total of 3 people were arrested, so the driver and 2 others. A gun was recovered at that scene. Again, so far, police haven't said that these two are connected, but they're looking into seeing if that is the case. And a program picks back up tonight in hopes of eliminating scenes like that. The goal of Safe Summer is to keep kids out of trouble while school's out. It's Friday nights all summer from 7 to 10. And this isn't the first year. It held up even in the pandemic. The program hosted 400 children last summer, but they had 900 the summer before and are hoping for the 900 number-ish again this year. They're going to try to keep the teenagers busy, bring them in whatever they can, what teenagers are interested in, from sports to art to education and food. Bethel Park will have a basketball tournament, and Safe Summer will also be home to something called Trap and Paint. It's a painting course set to trap or hip-hop music. There's a program called Guns Down, Gloves Up that's teaching kids to use boxing as a release of energy instead of reaching for a firearm. In fact, the violence reduction activities might be the most in line with the program's mission.
A lot of our young people are traumatized by what they're seeing in the community as well as on TV and things like that. So we just really want to allow them to be kids this summer and have some good, strong mentors.
The city is also holding some classes, things like career development, what comes after high school, even a Know Your Rights legal class, and they're playing to the kids' strengths. There's also a youth talent showcase held by Voices Corps and open gym activities from Boys and Girls Club. It's at Bethel Park, Douglas Park, and Municipal Gardens until August 3rd. As Shauna Majors just said in that interview, it's not a sign up, you just show up to the event. And if you think you can offer something to the teens, Safe Summer is looking for some volunteers. And this morning, several city-county councilors are calling for faster action to curb violence. They want more public safety meetings immediately. News 8's Demi Johnson spoke to them.
Few cities have, frankly, been able to escape the rising tide of gun violence, but we're here today because we care about our city, and we're focused on our city. And we are attempting to combine both community input with national best practices. And I am confident that this is an important step forward.
That was Mayor Joe Hogsett outlining his new plan to address the root causes of crime. It's now in the hands of the city-county councilors, but Republicans on the panel say the city needs to act faster.
Look, the Republican caucus sent a letter last night to Chairman Robinson. All 5 of us signed it, and we're calling on him to schedule immediate additional meetings.
Meetings for mediation. A Mark councilor and minority whip Paul Anay says the city can't afford to miss.
We acknowledge that we've not given solutions for today, and that's why we believe that everybody has to come to the table.
Councilor and Minority Leader Brian Mowry says working together is the only way out.
My hope is that we actually see a better Indianapolis for the future, and we actually start curbing some of this violence, because our city is in a state of crisis right now.
A crisis that police say is killing the city's young people.
According to the meeting last night, those that are being shot, injured, and murdered are ages 20 to 29.
DeAndre Yates was at Wednesday's meeting. Her life is forever changed because of gun violence. 6 years ago, her son was seriously injured in a drive-by shooting while he was at a birthday party. Present day, she's hopeful to see new investments toward the issue being made, but she says it's going to take more than money.
If you just have a small piece of the puzzle, if you have a small gift or talent to bring to this, not one person, not one organization can solve this. So it's a collective effort of us deciding to, put egos to the side and all of that and just link arms and see how we can be a better change for our city.
In Indianapolis, I'm Demi Johnson for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
And Demi says the counselors have not gotten a response from the public safety chair. And an I-Team 8 investigation has learned a person wanted for several burglaries was on house arrest at the time. I-Team 8's Richard Essex reports the man was wearing a GPS monitoring system when he admitted to breaking in a person's house 5 straight nights.
Noah Riggs took a plea deal from the Marion County Prosecutor's Office. One of his victims had 20 guns, jewelry, guitars stolen from his house, and he told the court this morning that the guy was getting off easy.
I think the way the judicial system may be set up now is it's flawed.
Noah Riggs accepted the plea deal that will send him to jail for a decade.
No comment.
He was in no mood to answer any of my questions as he was headed back to the Marion County Jail. One of his victims, Michael Williams, had to come to court to hear the plea deal. Williams says that he lost close to $40,000 of guns, jewelry, and guitars that were taken from his house, and he was hoping the judge would throw the book at Riggs.
They got about 20 guns out of my safe. I had 3 ARs. I think 2 of my grandfather's guns, and I had some handguns. I had some 22s. I had a suppressor, which is a Class 3 weapon. It has to be registered. I got to be fingerprinted with the federal government. They got that. They got my collection of guitars. 2 of them are irreplaceable. I've seen guys out there, and somebody has sold you a 70 Gibson 340 walnut, and the back of the neck is worn out good, but it plays good. That's probably mine.
2 of his guns have been recovered. However, one of them, equipped with a suppressor, or what some people would call a silencer, is still in the wind. Stealing a gun with a suppressor could bring federal charges.
They're still not addressing the suppressor. A Class 3 violation, that carries big penalty, but nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to mention that.
An ATF spokesperson tells me that federal charges are likely for the person that is caught with Williams' suppressor. Riggs has been in and out of the court system for years. He was wearing a court-ordered GPS monitoring device when he and at least 2 others robbed and trashed Williams' house back in November. It was revealed in court this morning that police tied Riggs to several other burglaries in the same area using data from his GPS monitoring system. Riggs' DNA matched DNA that was taken from a COVID-19 mask that was left at Williams' house.
He has told me once that he loved it.
Riggs' now ex-girlfriend, Crystal Hildebrand, told me that Riggs came and went from her house and no one from the court monitoring system ever checked on him.
No, he had it on. And that's another thing I couldn't understand was if he, why didn't they check him, chase him? How did they not know when he was gone? I mean, that makes no sense to me.
Riggs is scheduled to be formally sentenced in July. The judge could send him to prison for 10 years. And as for the guns that were taken from Williams' house, he is concerned that those guns will end up in the wrong hands. In Indianapolis, Richard Essex, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
And now to some top Democrats who are calling for an investigation after revelations that Trump administration justice officials seized private information of lawmakers and their families. According to the New York Times, the DOJ subpoenaed Apple for the data for at least 2 Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee. CNN reports that sources familiar with investigations say the department was trying to figure out how information was leaked about contacts between Russia and Trump associates. The DOJ seized records belonging to at least a dozen people, including committee chair Adam Schiff. It also gathered information belonging to family members, including at least one minor.
I can't say that it was extraordinarily broad. People having nothing to do with the intelligence matters that are at least being reported on.
The Justice Department and former Attorney General William Barr have not commented on this investigation. And today, the first meetings of the G7 summit. President Biden joins leaders from the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and Canada. Today, they focus on recovering from the pandemic. That includes a massive program to get vaccine to struggling countries. President Biden says America will buy and donate 500 million doses of the Pfizer version through the international effort called COVAX.
The largest single purchase and donation of COVID-19 vaccines by any single country ever. Our vaccine donations don't include pressure for favors or potential concessions. We're doing this to save lives, to end this pandemic. That's it, period.
Biden met with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson yesterday, signing a new version of the decades-old Atlantic Charter, updated for new issues like cybersecurity, technology, global health, and climate change. President Biden is also preparing for his meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. That will happen in Switzerland at the end of Biden's trip. And there is a possible new infrastructure deal. A group of 10 senators, 5 Republicans, 5 Democrats, worked together to form the plan. After direct talks between the president and Republicans failed, Arizona Democrat Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona is part of the group. In a tweet, she writes that senators are optimistic that this can lay the groundwork to garner broad support from both parties and meet America's infrastructure needs. It's a $1.2 trillion package that calls for no tax increases. The money would be spent over 8 years, nearly all of it in the first 5 years. And the CDC is investigating cases of heart inflammation in teenagers and young adults that have received a Pfizer or Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. According to a CDC official, as of May 31st, the agency has seen 275 reports of inflammation in people between 16 and 24 years old. That's out of more than 12 million people in that group who are fully vaccinated. The agency says most of the cases reported are male patients. It adds that cases are more common after getting the second dose than the first. The CDC says it still recommends the COVID-19 vaccine for everyone 12 and older.
We are asking the committee to focus their discussion on safety issues.
FDA advisors are weighing the risks and benefits of COVID-19 shots for younger children. The committee held an online forum to decide what companies will need to provide if they hope to get clearance for use in children younger than 12 years old. One member of the panel says it will come down to benefits and risks.
I very strongly believe we need a vaccine for adolescents and children. But I want to be sure that the risk of the vaccine is less than the risk of hospitalization.
Health experts say children are at a much lower risk of severe disease than adults. CDC numbers show overall case counts and hospitalizations are dropping. 3 COVID-19 vaccine clinics are running tomorrow in Marion County. A pop-up clinic at Arsenal Tech High School running from 9 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon on Michigan Street. The second clinic is on 33rd Street near Post Road. It's offering Moderna and Johnson & Johnson versions. The third clinic is at the Lafayette Place Shopping Center. It'll have the Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson shots. Both of those clinics run from 9 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon. Health officials are trying to get the attention of teenagers and younger people in general. The 20 to 29-year-old age range is getting vaccinated at a slower pace than others. That's according to leaders in Marion County. News 8's Sierra Hignite explains the new campaign targeting that specific group.
Young people are proving to be more hesitant towards getting the COVID vaccine than older populations.
They make up almost 43% of our cases from 20 to 39 years of age.
This demographic is known to have less severe COVID-19 symptoms and can oftentimes be an asymptomatic carrier of the virus.
They don't see the benefit of getting vaccinated, and they feel that nothing serious will happen to them.
With the health department monitoring the Delta variant overseas, they're especially encouraging those 12 to 20 years old that are lagging in vaccinations in Marion County to step up.
They're way more contagious at about 40% higher than our original COVID-19 strain.
In hopes of getting younger Hoosiers through the door, the Marion County Public Health Department is offering incentives to those who get vaccinated at this weekend's clinic at Arsenal Tech High School. They will raffle off a $250 Simon Mall gift card as well as other smaller prizes.
If we can have them understand and be educated related to COVID-19 and how important it is to get vaccinated, it can produce huge dividends for all of us in our community.
The health department will also start a series of social media and Google ads as well as digital billboards to target the demographic.
We're still experiencing a significant number of cases that are occurring in that particular age group.
Dr. Kane says for Marion County specifically, getting younger people vaccinated is a crucial step in moving forward.
It'll be very difficult for us to move forward if we can't get the attention of this group and get more vaccinated.
I'm Sierra Hignite for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
And new numbers show some significant jumps in the prices we pay. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says consumer prices jumped 5% between last May and this May. That's the biggest yearly jump since August of 2008. In specific categories, the new report says the price of household furnishings rose 1.3% in 1 month. That's the largest increase in 45 years. Overall, meat, poultry, fish, and egg prices jumped 1.3% in May. The price of food increased 0.4% in May for the second straight month. Then the cost of medical equipment, drugs, and healthcare services also went up 0.9% over the last 12 months. And there's a Pride block party downtown tonight. Downtown Ollie's is hosting the festivities on its new backyard patio. The restaurant's on Illinois, just south of 9th Street. The party will have music, food, and games. There will also be booths from some organizations across Indianapolis. It goes from 6 to 11 tonight. And officials are noticing a troubling trend. The FBI director says hate crimes are on the rise. There is a push for change, but as Britt Conway reports, some lawmakers say it's not enough.
An Asian woman hit in the face. A rock smashed through the window of a synagogue. A 91-year-old Asian man shoved to the ground. A Jewish man beaten in the street. More and more brutal, racist, and hateful attacks are happening all over the country.
A lot of Asian Americans who are looking over their shoulders.
Really the normalization, I think, of anti-Semitic incidents.
The FBI director testified before Congress this week. The organization is handling more hate crimes now than it has in years.
From fiscal year 19 to fiscal 20, a 63% increase in FBI hate crimes investigations opened. And this year, fiscal year 21, we've had the highest number of hate crime investigations initiated in the past 5 years.
But hate crimes are vastly underreported because law enforcement agencies aren't required to submit their data to the FBI.
We're trying to do a lot to engage with the community and with state and local.
Last month, the president signed the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act, and the Department of Justice laid out 6 steps it's taking to improve efforts to combat hate crimes. But as the country faces a rise in the number of hate groups and extremists, lawmakers say it's time for the FBI to step up.
The time has come to put the resources of the Bureau where they belong.
Britt Conway, Wish TV News 8.
And sports-wise, there is a new push for a much bigger college football playoff. The current system includes 4 teams. It would change to 12 under a plan that organizers are considering. 6 spots would be for conference champs. 6 more would be at-large bids. The CFP Management Committee is set to consider the proposal next week. Then school presidents would talk it over next. Unless the move gets an unexpected fast track, it's not likely to happen in time to change the format for the upcoming season. Indianapolis is set to host the 4-team playoffs in January. And it is win or go home for the Indy Fuel in the Kelly Cup playoffs. The team lost Game 2 to the Greenville Swamp Rabbits 3-1 last night. The Fuel will now look to stay alive in Game 3. The puck drops at 7:05 tonight in South Carolina. And some fun at the Indianapolis Zoo tonight for a very important reason, this year's biggest fundraiser for the Indianapolis Zoo. According to the zoo, Zoobilation helps provide care for the almost 1,300 animals and 47,000 plants at the zoo. This year's theme is Bayou Bash. Organizers say the party celebrates the zoo's latest exhibit of alligators and crocodiles. Jubilation is sold out. It always sells out so fast each year, but we will give you a look inside. We've got people who are going to be there tonight, and you can kind of get a glimpse if it's something you might be interested in next year if you aren't going. And a different kind of engine will be roaring in Indy this weekend. Monster Jam returns to Lucas Oil Stadium. It's called the most action-packed motorsports event on four wheels. 10 drivers in modified trucks will race around a dirt track and perform several stunts. 12-time champion Tom Meents says he couldn't be more excited to be back at his favorite place, and there will be 2 shows on Saturday, one at noon, one at 7 p.m., then there is a 3 p.m. show on Sunday. And finally, to some business headlines here. A European Union privacy regulator has proposed a fine of more than $425 million against Amazon. The Wall Street Journal reports the fine would be linked to Amazon's collection and use of personal data. An Amazon spokesman declined to comment. The company has previously said the privacy of its customers is a priority, and it complies with the law in all countries where it operates. United Parcel Service, UPS, is exploring a same-day delivery option. The CEO said the company's testing the concept and didn't offer other details. A UPS spokesman said the company doesn't comment on its pilot programs. The idea comes as the acceleration of e-commerce has pushed retailers to add more curbside and same-day delivery options. And the TSA is now consistently screening 1.5 million airline passengers a day now. In fact, things are getting so busy that the agency is asking for volunteers to help this summer. As many as 131 of the country's largest airports will reportedly experience labor shortages this month. Have a great weekend and get ready for those hot temperatures. Stay cool. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
The News 8 Daily 8 is sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast, The News 8 Daily 8 with Kylie Conway. And be sure to discover even more great podcasts now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.